Interpersonal cluster. There are three behavioral competencies in the interpersonal cluster: relationship management, communication, and global mindset. These competencies describe the behaviors, attributes, and underlying knowledge necessary for HR professionals to perform the collaborative and interpersonal aspects of their jobs. Key components of interpersonal behavioral competencies include networking, building and maintaining professional relationships and teams, successfully managing conflict and negotiations, clearly and effectively communicating with stakeholders, operating within a global workforce, and advocating for a culturally inclusive and diverse workplace. Relationship management. Relationship management is defined as the KSAOs needed to create and maintain a network of professional contacts within and outside of the organization, to build and maintain relationships, to work as an effective member of a team, and to manage conflict while supporting the organization. Subcompetencies: networking, relationship building, teamwork, negotiation, conflict management. Key concepts: types of conflict. Examples include relationship, task, interorganizational, and intraorganizational. Conflict resolution strategies. Examples include accommodation, collaboration, compromise, competition, avoidance. Negotiation tactics, strategies, and styles. Examples include perspective taking, principled bargaining, auction, interest-based bargaining, position-based bargaining. Trust-building techniques. Examples include emotional intelligence, relatability, vulnerability, transparency, recognizing individual strengths. SUB competency. Networking. Effectively builds a network of professional contacts both within and outside of the organization. Proficiency indicators for all HR professionals. Develops, maintains, and leverages a network of professional contacts within the organization, including peers in both HR and non-HR roles, HR customers, and stakeholders, such as the IT department. Develops and maintains a network of external partners, such as vendors. Develops and maintains a network of professional colleagues in the HR community at large for professional development and to fill business needs, such as the identification of new talent. For advanced HR professionals. Creates opportunities for HR employees to network and build relationships with higher-level leaders in the organization and in the HR community at large. Develops, maintains, and leverages a network of contacts within the organization, such as leaders from other business units, and outside of the organization. Examples include members of legislative bodies, community leaders, union heads, external HR leaders. UB competency. Relationship building. Effectively builds and maintains relationships both within and outside of the organization. Proficiency indicators for all HR professionals. Develops and maintains mutual trust and respect with colleagues. Develops and maintains a pattern of reciprocal exchanges of support, information, and other valued resources with colleagues. Demonstrates concern for the well-being of colleagues. Establishes a strong and positive reputation within and outside the organization as an open and approachable HR professional. Ensures all HR team member and stakeholder voices are heard and acknowledged. identifies and leverages areas of common interest among stakeholders to foster the success of HR initiatives. Develops working relationships with supervisors and HR leaders by promptly and effectively responding to work assignments, communicating goal progress and project needs, and managing work activities. Understands the interests of executives and leaders within the organization. Uses technology to build and maintain strong relationships with individuals who work at other work locations such as remote workers. For advanced HR professionals. Develops HR objectives and goals for relationship management. Develops and maintains relationships in the HR community at large through leadership positions in other organizations. Leverages relationships to learn about best practices for and new approaches to building competitive advantage. SHRM competency. Teamwork. Participates as an effective team member and builds, promotes and leads effective teams. Proficiency indicators for all HR professionals. Builds engaged relationships with team members through trust, task-related support, decision-making, and direct communication. Fosters collaboration and open communication among stakeholders and team members, regardless of location or employment type. Supports a team-oriented organizational culture. Creates and/or participates in project teams made up of HR and non-HR employees. Embraces opportunities to lead a team. Identifies and fills missing or unfulfilled team roles. For advanced HR professionals. Fosters an organizational culture that supports intra-organizational teamwork and collaboration such as silo busting. Creates and leads teams with senior leaders from across the organization. Designs and oversees HR initiatives that promote effective team processes and environments. SHRM competency. Negotiation. Reaches mutually acceptable agreements with negotiating parties within and outside of the organization. Proficiency indicators for all HR professionals. Maintains a professional demeanor during negotiation discussions. Applies an understanding of the needs, interests, issues, and bargaining position of all parties to negotiation discussions. Offers appropriate concessions to promote progress toward an agreement. Adheres to applicable negotiation and bargaining-related laws and regulations. Evaluates progress toward an agreement. Identifies an ideal solution or end state for negotiations. Monitors progress toward that end state and ends negotiations when appropriate. For advanced HR professionals. Negotiates with stakeholders within and outside of the organization in complex and high-stakes negotiations. Defines the parameters of negotiating boundaries on behalf of the HR unit. Achieves a mutually acceptable agreement in difficult and complex negotiations. SHRM competency. Conflict management. Manages and resolves conflicts by identifying areas of common interest among the parties in conflict. Proficiency indicators for all HR professionals. Resolves and/or mediates conflicts in a respectful, appropriate, and impartial manner, and refers them to a higher level when warranted. Identifies and addresses the underlying causes of conflict. Facilitates difficult interactions among employees to achieve optimal outcomes. encourages productive and respectful task-related conflict, and uses it to facilitate change. Serves as a positive role model for productive conflict. Identifies and resolves conflict that is counterproductive or harmful. For advanced HR professionals. Designs and oversees conflict resolution strategies and processes throughout the organization. Facilitates difficult interactions among senior leaders to achieve optimal outcomes. Identifies and reduces potential sources of conflict when proposing new HR strategies or initiatives. Mediates or resolves escalated conflicts.